Hi, I'm Kara Pogreba. Welcome to Bright Hope Creations. Today's card is a bit of birthday humor referring to the song The Fox, or What Does the Fox Say? And I'm using the Stitched Hillside pop-up in pattern paper from Knit Picky, a little picket fence border from white cardstock, and a small piece of blue from Spring Fling. I'll also use the outside-in stitched speech bubbles and the coordinating dies from Say What Pets. I'll use Say What Pets, the smallest sparkle from A Little Sparkle, On the Beach, Critter Chatter Pets, and Simply Sentiments, these little things on the side, and the Happy Birthday. Sometimes I'll map out my idea using printer paper to see how everything will work together, and that's what I did with this one. I wanted to see how this hillside border would trim down for this small area, and that's why I did it out of printer paper, and now I'm just trimming it from the pattern paper. And I'll take my fence and just match everything up. It looks a little cockeyed, but it all will come out once I trim it down. So I'm just gonna temporarily adhere it with a tape runner, but I'll glue that down later. So this card is for my brother, and he has the uncanny ability, we'll call it his superpower, to tell you what year a song came out. So any popular song in the 70s, well, even 60s, I guess, but 70s on, if you give him a song, he'll tell you what year it came out. So this one is referring to the fox, and it's from Ylvis, which is a Norwegian comedy duo. So you might have heard of it, but we have our critters, which I'm going to stamp up now, and we all know what they say, but no one's quite sure what that fox says, so I'm stamping out the different things, the woof, the meow, and tweet, and now I wasn't sure what I wanted to use for this fox. I didn't want to use what we typically put in there. I didn't want it to look like he was swearing, I guess I should say, with the hashtags and exclamation points. So I found these little things, I don't even know, just little doodles, I guess, from Simply Sentiments. And I will stamp those out. And then I'll come back later with that little sparkle from A Little Sparkle and add that in. Oops, and here is our fox. He didn't get on that paper, so he's a sly one, I'll tell ya. So, but he snuck in, and I will stamp this all up. And I'm using the Lawn Fawn Jet Black ink. I really like that for Copic coloring. All right, so this sly fox, he has some shades, and then he has more to say. So I put a little more up in that speech bubble. And like I was saying, I took that little sparkle and I added it to those little images, the doodles, to kind of fill that out. I think they're vowels for him. Anyway, so here I'm starting the coloring, and I'm using Copic markers, and this is a YG21. I'm decided this is going to be a parrot. So this is YG23 coming in and giving him a few shadows, and then blending it in with the YG21. And then I've got a little red, just to give him, he's a small guy, so you're not going to see much, but a little red, a little blue. This would be 24. And then I'm just going to add the blue a little more in there And I will blend that a little bit with that YG23, kind of get a little feather texture in there as well. And blend that in a little so it's not on top, but it's part of his body, that texture. And his beak and feet, and then his little perch. And moving on to the cat. And this is going to be a yellow striped cat. So he's got, I'm finding where I want those stripes with my lightest color, and then I will come back with my darkest one, which is this Y26, and put those stripes where I want them. And then I'll come back and I'll do the shading, but I'll have those stripes kind of underneath that layer. So here's the Y21 to give the cat his color, and then I will give him a little pink in his ears, cheeks, and then this is a Y23 to darken up some of that shadow, and then come back in with the Y26 to just add those stripes in again. Onto our little dog. He's a schnauzer, so he's going to be gray, and I will also add a little bit of warm gray. This is the cool gray, but the warm gray to his snout or his little beard area. So just putting in the shadows here with my darkest. I found those with the lightest, so I knew where I wanted them, and now I'm just going to blend it out. And this is the lightest to blend. And then there's that warm gray for his face, and a little bit for his nose. And I wanted to give him a little texture too, since everybody had a little bit. And on to our fox. This is, I guess I'm going to color him twice, you could say. So I have the E11 to find out where I wanted my shadows, E13 to put in those shadows, and the E11 to blend them out. And then I'm going to come back in with the R05 in those darkest shadows, and I will blend that out with the R02. And then I will come back in with those E's again once I have this. And I guess I just like that combination of the E teens and the R02 and 05 kind of together makes a nice fox fur color. So the final blending. And then a little bit of a E07 just to give him some really in the darkest shadow areas. And then his white areas on his face and tail, that's going to be with a W2. And finish it off with a C0. And a lighter at the top there. All right, that's it for the coloring, and now I'm going to center up the coordinating dies and the speech bubble, and then I will run it through the Big Shot. And there they are. And it's just a matter now of assembly, so I'm going to glue down the fox and his little friends. And I did not use the stamp of the speech bubbles for the animals up there because the stitched speech bubble doesn't have a black line, and I wanted to keep those speech bubbles similar in that way. So just getting those guys up on the hill and then deciding how I want to put their speech bubbles. So first I tried it in kind of a curve, and then I just went up and down, and I think, yep, that's what I like the best. So I'll just glue those down and glue down the fox's speech bubble. And you can see they added a little sparkles, or his vowels, on his bubble. So now I'm just going to adhere all that onto a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card, and we have the outside done. So what's the translation? What are they trying to say? Well, let's take it on inside, and we're going to put translation, happy birthday. I'm using this lawn fawn ruler because I find that it helps to get things straight, and it butts up nicely to the side of the MISTI, so it works great for that. And I have a little exclamation point and then translation. I put that above, and I'm just going to stamp that out in black. This again is the jet black. And I'm going to do that twice, and there we go. Well, I hope you enjoyed the card today, and if you did, if you would give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Bye.